When an Italian car manufacturer makes a special parent and child focused version of one of their cars, I knew it was only a matter of time before it made its way onto the Dadcars channel. Allow me to introduce you to the Alfa Romeo Tonale Edizione Bambini. So the Bambini is full of parent and child focused features. I'm not simply just going to show you them. We're actually going to get in the car, go for a drive and actually test them all out, aren't we, girls? Are you excited? Should we get in? What do you think? What's it like in here, girls?
Really, really good. Is this a children's Alfa Romeo?
Yeah, it's a special one. It's called a Bambini. Do you know what Bambini means?
No.
In Italian?
No.
Children.
Yeah. Look.
All poppers and stuff.
It's the bestest car I've ever been in. And look, even the colouring book. I have them.
Wow.
We can share.
Yeah, I think they're all to share.
And look.
Right, girls, so I'll tell you what, let's get strapped in and then shall we go take this out for a drive? Okay, so mainly in this road test, we are going to be focusing on those parent and child features that come with the Bambini. And there's 8 of them. And some of them, I mean, you could buy for your car. So I think will be of interest to parents watching this. But also I will as well give you my thoughts on the Tonale. Bearing in mind that on the Dadcars channel, normally we have Ferraris and Maseratis that we do road tests of, don't we, girls?
Yeah.
But how's the Tonale going to stack up against them? You're going to want to stick around in here. Right, so the first parenting and child feature of 8 is something that I talk about quite a lot, actually, on the Dadcars channel. I always talk about sweetie bins, don't I? I don't know about everybody else watching this, but when you were younger, if your family car had an ashtray, what was it actually used for? It was used as a bin, wasn't it? So the Bambini comes with a bin. Girls, can you see it? Can you see it on the floor?
It's a bin, and what? It's open. It's open, then it shuts on itself. And did you know it's bigger than the rest of the bins?
It is, isn't it? It's a bigger, much more functional bin that you can open with a gesture control. And the good thing is that children could do it with their feet.
Yeah.
And then you could,
their hands.
And then you could try and throw your sweetie wrappers and things in the bin,
it's
couldn't
like
you?
a little football match.
Yeah, like a little football match, yeah. And even if half of the rubbish ends up on the floor, that's still 50% less rubbish that you as a parent will have to pick up. And the next feature, girls, when you were younger, quite often had to change a nappy whilst we were out in the car. And we still have to do that now, don't we, with your baby sister?
Yeah.
But do you know what this car comes with?
A nappy changer.
A nappy changer, it does. A built-in, bespoke, beautifully handcrafted, leather-trimmed nappy changing shelf as part of the parcel shelf in the back of this car. It's wonderful. And I'll cut to a clip now where I'm trying it out with my baby. Right, so my youngest is actually about to turn 1. So I believe this is weighted up until children are about 1. So she's probably a little bit too big for this already. But look at this. What do we think, Pickle? So this would be perfect for babies before they start rolling, because me and my wife, we did actually test this out, didn't we, earlier on? We changed a couple of nappies, but we had to stand here, obviously, because we've got a jiu-jitsu champion in the making here, and she loves to roll, as you can see. But I'd also be tempted to, with a smaller baby again, I mean, admittedly, I'm a bit taller, but, you know, you could change up there and then use this as a little drawer to put the wet wipes and nappies and stuff in. So as a concept, I give Alfa Romeo top marks for making it integrated baby changing facilities in the back of this parcel shelf. One thing of note though, if this does go into production, although it looks lovely, having it perforated leather and matching contrast stitching to the interior of the car, I don't need to go into the gory details as to why that is not a great idea for a changing mat.
Me a lunch.
You want to eat your lunch?
Yeah.
But girls, we're out in the car. You can't eat your lunch because we're out in the car.
Of course we can. We've got packed lunches.
You've got packed lunches, but can you reach them, girls, whilst you're in your child seats?
Yeah. Yeah, we can use our feet.
Okay, you use your feet.
No.
No, you can't. Right, so what we'll do is we'll pull over quickly and then I will give you your packed lunch boxes, okay?
And can you give me my drink? And
you can have your drink as well. Because in the Bambini, the next awesome feature is it comes with, again, a bespoke, leather-trimmed, matching the car, seat tidies behind, which double up as seat protectors as well. Handbrake on, put it in park. And then, here we go, look. Oh, look, that is very easy to access.
And then my
right,
water.
and you've got your one, and you want your water, yeah? Tell you what, look, I'll just pop it there, look, okay?
Okay.
That's cool, isn't it? And what else have we got on these seat tidies, girls? We've got slots down the bottom for like a tablet and magazines, and there's little pouches for colouring pencils. And what, look, these mess-free felt tips.
I'm gonna draw a picture.
Does it work?
Yeah.
Wow! And then look, do it on Daddy's hand. Does it work? What? No mess at all. How clever is that? I've got to get some of these for my car. And do you like those packed lunches? Daddy made them especially for you this morning.
No.
Right, cut. We'll have to cut that out. And I must just say that those seat tidies are really beautifully made. The leather is lovely, the stitching, everything matches in with the car, and you know they fit the cut of the rear seats really well. Now you can buy like cheaper generic alternatives online and things like that, but these are really nice. And I can see people who, you know, take pride in their car wanting to get things like that commissioned. So most normal sane people have 2 children, don't they? Not crazy like me and have 4 children. So if you've got 2 children and you've got 2 Isofix seats in the back of most cars, it renders, even if you do have a centre seat, it renders it redundant. So this centre seat tidy that the Bambini has got, and again, it's lovely, it's got an Alfa Romeo badge on it, which is a real nice touch. And I mean, in that, you could put whatever you wanted, but in the Bambini, it comes with a couple of sets of wireless headphones, which can be connected to tablets. Oh, look, girls, Lamborghini. Woohoo! That was nice, wasn't it? Yeah. We've yet to get a Lamborghini on the channel, haven't we? There's not many Lamborghinis that have got more than 2 seats, though. So in the Bambini here, it's come packed with loads of toys, which my 2 daughters have already started using and really enjoying. I think that's a really fantastic utilisation of that space in between the 2 child seats. And it keeps the car just looking so much more tidy. Anyone who's ever seen any videos on the Dadcars channel of me using my daily will know what my car can look like at times. And the next feature that the Bambini comes with seeks to solve the issue of children in rear-facing child seats. Now, the current guidance in the UK on the gov.uk website for height-based seats is that children have got to remain rear-facing until 15 months, and for weight-based child seats, they need to be in rear-facing until a minimum of 9 kilograms. However, there's growing recommendations to leave your children in rear-facing seats for much longer. And this poses a problem because you can't actually see your children. I certainly wouldn't feel as comfortable letting my children eat their lunch while sat in rear-facing child seats because I can't actually see them. But the Bambini comes with a camera, which would be facing, you know, a child in a rear-facing child seat. And it connects to an app so that your passenger can see and check on the children and make sure that they are okay. Now this, I think, is a fantastic concept. What I would really like to see though is Alfa Romeo and other manufacturers integrating cameras into the back of the headrest or into the car itself, and then it connecting to the massive infotainment screen here. You know, at a touch of a button, you could just quickly flick down and have a little look and see if your children in rear-facing child seats are okay. Speaking of screens, that brings me on to the next feature. The Bambini comes with 2 tablet holders. Now, integrated screens in the back of headrests have been around for a very long time, but they tend to be in higher end and more prestigious cars, don't they? But I tell you what, there's a benefit, I think, with actually just having a tablet holder, because technology moves so fast, doesn't it? And if you've got a 15-year-old car with screens in the back of the headrest, the chances are modern technology doesn't integrate very well with those screens. Whereas if you've got tablet holders and you replace your tablets in time, obviously you can just click them into them. And another reason why I like a tablet holder and not a screen always being there is that we tend to very rarely use it. We will put a tablet on whilst in the car on really long journeys as sort of like a last ditch tool that we can use when the children are getting really restless. Are you making a bit of a mess back there?
Yep. Yeah, I am.
Yeah, you are making a bit of a mess. See, ordinarily, if we were driving somebody else's car, I would be getting a little bit stressed out about the fact that you're eating your lunch and making loads of crumbs go all over the floor and stuff. But do you know what the Bambini comes with?
Yes, what?
What's it?
Little children vacuum.
Yes, it's got a vacuum in the boot. Oh, goodness me, girls, you did make a mess in here, didn't you?
How do you know?
And the final feature I want to talk about, which comes with the Bambini, if you've used the vacuum but there's actually a bit of a mess, say they've had ice cream in the back or muddy footprints everywhere, the Bambini comes with a set of cleaning products in a boot tidy. And take it from me, somebody who uses special cars all the time to drive around with his children, that is actually something that I'm going to look to purchase myself and keep in my daily dad car, because I love you girls to bits and I always want you to associate being in the car with it being fun. So I don't ever like to sort of tell you off on things for making a mess in the car. But if I've got cleaning products in the back...
You wouldn't care.
No, I'd care even less, wouldn't I, if I had cleaning products in the back. So all in all, I am extremely impressed with all of the Bambini features. Many of those things I think are actually super handy. But you watching, do you already have some of those features that you use in your car? Let us know in the comments below. Or do you have anything else, something different? Let us know in the comments below, because I think it'd be really handy for all the parents watching this to be able to head to the comment section and actually hear from, you know, lots of other parents out there what they use and what they find helpful in their cars. But what about the Alfa Romeo Tonale just as a base car? What are my thoughts? Let me just first hand you over to VoiceOver Ben to give you the stats on this car. Now, I'll keep this short and sweet, but trim levels aside, the Tonale basically comes in two forms of a hybrid. A non-plug-in hybrid, like the car that I'm driving here today, with prices starting from around £38,500. It's got a 1.5 litre turbocharged petrol engine paired with an electric motor, which is capable of propelling the car on electric alone, which generates a combined 160 horsepower, it weighs around 1,600 kilograms and can do 0 to 60 in 8.8 seconds. Or there is the plug-in hybrid version with 280 horsepower, with prices starting from £44,500. Fuel efficiency with the non-plug-in hybrid, well, the claimed figure is 44.8 miles per gallon combined, but I was getting more around 40. Now, there's a ton of tech in the Tonale, which I didn't have a chance to check out, but I did appreciate the wireless phone charging. It's also got loads of driver safety assist features, and it achieved an impressive 5-star NCAP safety rating. As far as a mid-sized SUV go, which not really my favourite type of car to be honest, but I don't think they really get much better looking than this Tonale. From the front, it's absolutely fantastic. It's got that real Alfa Romeo Italian flair. From the rear, I love the rear lights. They remind me of the latest Porsche Macan. The wheels are lovely, and this colour is absolutely stunning. And look, here's a piece of advice for you. If you're going to buy a family car, I highly recommend you go for a really bright, vivid colour, because I think a car that people can see is a safer car, isn't it? However, for me, when I opened the door and sat in this car for the first time, I'll admit I was a little bit disappointed. If you cover up this Alfa Romeo badge on the steering wheel, I don't think there's anything particularly special about this car compared to just about any other modern car. I mean, I recently spent some time driving a much smaller Kia, which is about half the value of this car.
It's too small.
The Kia was too small?
Yeah.
Do you prefer this one? But apart from some slightly nicer, sort of solid feeling squishy plastics at the top here, I mean, everything else internally in here doesn't feel any more special to me. And I don't know, for an Italian car, for an Alfa Romeo, I would really like to be wowed on the inside as well. There's a few little basic annoying things as well, like the parking brake. The light on the parking brake is a white little LED light, which on a sunny day, you can't actually notice by looking down whether the parking brake is on or not. Why it's not illuminated red, like the light to indicate if the doors are locked or not. Because look, at a glance, you can see quite clearly if the door's unlocked or not. It should be the same for that parking brake. The all-digital dash, though, is really nice, and you get some lovely Alfa Romeo graphics on startup. Also, unfortunately, the steering in this car is what I can only describe as lifeless. Anybody who's watching this has seen any of the other cars that I've reviewed on the channel, you know that I'm a car enthusiast, and to have a car which is devoid of any form of steering feel whatsoever is quite disappointing. Right, let's turn around here, girls, because I want to show you how fast this car is. Here's something else that's really frustrating. When the car is stationary and you put it in drive, you have to press the accelerator to make it start creeping forward, which is fine. But the problem is when you put it into reverse, it starts going back by itself, and fast as well. Look, we're moving at quite pace there. I can imagine that being a bit of a pain, actually, in some driving situations. Right, girls, do you want to see how fast this is?
Yes, please.
So we're going to put it in D driving mode, and I'm going to turn the dampers in comfort setting because it's actually quite unenjoyable when they're in the firmer setting. Right, girls, so look, we've got a national speed limit coming up here. I'm going to plant my foot down, okay? Do you want to see how fast it is?
Yeah.
Foot all the way down. Girls, what do you think?
Not really fast.
It's not fast, is it?
Not so fast.
Right, girls, so let's feel this acceleration one more time, okay? And just see if Daddy's being harsh or not, all right? And foot to the floor.
I think that's quite fast.
You think that's quite fast?
Yeah.
Yeah? Is it faster than the Ferrari FF that you went in? And in case you're thinking, look, Ben, you just like performance and sports cars. Obviously, it's not going to feel very sporty and fast to you, but yesterday, I handed the keys to my wife and asked her to go out and test drive it. Didn't tell her any of my thoughts on it beforehand, but when she came back, I asked her, and she, funnily enough, said, oh, I like the steering because it's really nice and easy to use. So, look, light steering, which is devoid of any feel, has obviously got a market. She found the drive mode selector to be quite clunky, and she said to me, it was alarming how long it takes once you put your foot down for it to actually react and pick up speed. And she thought that this was too slow as well. I mean, she only drives a 30D X5, so, you know, nothing crazy. This is really missing that sort of instant punch you need to get you up to speed at a roundabout. Like, look, we're at a roundabout here, foot down, it just takes far too long to react. And by the time you do get a bit of acceleration, it's too late. You know, you're off the roundabout. But she did also say, like me, that externally, this Alfa Romeo Tonale is beautiful. It's a really wonderful looking car, and she said that she would be very happy to own and daily drive an Alfa Romeo, but one with a bit more power. So I think what we really need to get on the Dadcars channel is a Quadrifoglio. So Alfa Romeo, if you'd like to line that up for us in the future, that would be wonderful. I think the Giulia has all of the ingredients to be a truly exceptional dad car. Beautiful Italian styling that breaks the status quo amongst all of other German cars that are on the road, and everything I've heard about that car is that it is pretty wonderful. So I would love to get one of those on the channel. I made a video months ago when this car was first announced, long before I was in talks with Alfa Romeo to get my hands on one of these as a loan, where I talk about the results of that survey, and that's quite interesting. We might want to check that out as well. But all of the real world issues that were highlighted in that survey conducted by Alfa Romeo, they've done a fantastic job at trying to address all of them with this Bambini. And I really hope that Alfa Romeo take this forward and make a parenting pack, you know, a tickable option when you're speccing your brand new Alfa Romeo. Because I believe that one of the biggest scenarios that triggers people to buy a new car is when a baby is on the way. So if you've got a manufacturer like Alfa Romeo that are saying to parents, hey, yeah, look, come and buy one of our cars because you can tick the parenting option and we've got you covered. Because people buying new cars tick options for thousands of pounds on stuff which are not even essentials. Right, girls, tell me, what do you think about this car compared to all the other cars?
Really good. Because there's loads of toys.
So is this one of your favourite cars we've ever featured on the Dadcars channel? I think it is, isn't it? And when you're talking about the Bambini, I think it's only fair that the children's assessment is the thing that we finish on. But look, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you subscribe to the channel if you want to see more parenting automotive content. Girls, so we say thank you to Alfa Romeo.
Thank you, Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, thank you, Alfa Romeo. We really do appreciate it. And I can't wait to see you on the next video. We've got so much exciting stuff coming up. Say see you later, everybody. Bye.